Help your dog control their behavior. Some dogs need to socialize a little bit better, very similar to us humans as well. We have dog trainer Colleen Demling here from Pawtopia. She is joining us live in studio to help us out. And who do you have with you?
This is Miss Bella. She's 10 years old.
Well, she is very proper and very gracious, very able to socialize. Unfortunately,
Yes.
not all dogs are. And this time of year especially, we're out and about and we're seeing other dogs. What advice do you have for the pet owners out there as they venture out?
Well, yeah, because spring is here, so it's out to get to know your neighbors and meet the new dogs that are in the neighborhood. So the first thing to do is, as you're starting to approach another dog, immediately ask the owner, is your dog friendly? If you get anything but a yes, keep on walking. Because if the owner hesitates, the answer might be, well, sometimes they're friendly. Let's see if they're friendly with your dog.
Right.
And you don't want to do that.
No.
So once you get that yes, go ahead and approach, but make sure the leash is loose.
Okay.
Most owners tend to approach like this, very tight leash, waiting to see what will happen, and all of that tension travels straight down the leash. And so your dog will think that you're nervous about that new dog.
What if your dog is the one that sometimes can be aggressive? If you see another dog coming down the sidewalk, is it best to cross? Do you let them face their fears? What's the best thing?
You want to set them up for success. So if your dog is definitely going to be aggressive towards another dog, it's not fair to that dog, and it's not fair to yours either, because that's the amount of stress that they're feeling.
Right.
So do create a little distance. The number one thing too is to be happy and excited, and that's counterintuitive, because if you know your dog's going to react, most people tighten up on the leash, get very nervous, and start saying no, no, Fido, Fido, no, because they know what's coming. But to the dog, they feel that tension and they think you're the one that hates dogs. So instead, when a dog's approaching, get very happy. Oh, look, oh, this is our neighbor. Look at that golden. Isn't this fun? Love them up, pat them up, give them a treat. And a lot of times that in itself will change their reaction to the other dog.
Let's say if they're on the leash, it's a little bit easier to break up the situation. If you're at a dog park and they start to get into a fight, what do? How do you break them up?
Number one, stay calm. Most of the time when dogs start to have a little bit of a disagreement, the owners get upset.
Oh, yeah.
And they start yelling and screaming, and then the dogs will take that energy and be like, oh my gosh, this is a scary situation. I must fight. So instead, hey, no, Fido, come on, come over here. Kind of do a little shift in movement and a shift in tone, and that will start to bring most dogs out of that situation.
I know some of you have questions. Colleen, we're going to have you stick around. She's going to be answering any questions you have about your own pet next half hour. If you have a question, send us a tweet at Fox Baltimore, post a comment on our Facebook page. We'll try to get to as many as we can. Help your pets become nicer to other pets and even people too. We are very lucky this morning to have dog trainer Colleen Demling joining us live in studio with more. A lot of our viewers have questions for you.
Wonderful.
Are you ready to try and answer
I'm
some
ready.
of these?
I'm happy to help.
All right, well, we are going to start on our Facebook page here this morning, starting with Nikki. And Nikki says, my dog constantly chases my cat around to play, but he is getting too rough with him. How can I get him to calm down and leave the cat alone?
That's a great question. Great question. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that the dog understands the cat's not a play toy. And so in order to do that, anytime there's any sudden chase, redirect the dog. And so how you normally do that is you can just do a quick no or put the dog on leash for a couple weeks, and anytime that chase happens, say no, step on the leash, and redirect them. Another great thing to do is to teach your dog leave it. And leave it means don't touch. And by teaching your dog leave it, as soon as you see the dog wanting to chase the cat, make sure to say leave it. And third, make sure the cat's not teasing the dog. Cats love, love, love that game. And so if the cat's teasing the dog and then the dog chases the cat, it's not really the dog's fault. So when you see the cat doing that, also learn to redirect the cat.
Very good advice. I think I could use some of those myself. We do have another question, though, from Corey, who says, how can I stop my puppy from biting everything? Anyone with a puppy has dealt with this at some point.
Teething, it's normal for puppies. And so the first thing you want to do is to rotate their toys. Oftentimes we give puppies a basket full of toys, and they love them for the first week, and they get bored, and they'd rather chew your shoe. So by rotating it will help make sure that your dog keeps happy and entertained by the toys they have. Second, make sure they do have bones and appropriate chew things. A great easy option is take a washcloth, roll it, wet it, and put it in the freezer. Then your dog can use that as a chew toy. Another option is to put a Kong, you know those Kongs that you can buy at the pet store, put peanut butter in it and freeze it. And then by giving your dog those positive things to chew on, they're less likely to chew on the things you don't want them to chew on.
Very good. Well, we do have one more question we want to get to. This one is from Jeff, and he says, how do I get my dog to stop jumping up on people when they come in the door?
Great question, Jeff. Really great question.
Yes.
And it happens a lot. So first thing you want to do is make sure that everyone coming in the door, they don't make it about the dog first. Normally as people walk in, oh, Fido, hi, Fido. The guest is excited, the dog is excited. So make sure that the guests remain calm. Another great option is to also throw treats on the ground when the dog comes in, so to help take the dog from jumping to looking down on the ground. And if you need more advice, you can always visit Pawtopia.com. We have an Ask the Expert form. It's great. You can go there and we'll answer all the questions we didn't get to.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you coming in. Hopefully that helps some of you guys. Well, it is down to 5, a sneak peek at the remaining